Okay, welcome back to the channel. So this is Friday, Saturday, sorry. So let's just do a quick recap with what the market did for us, so I can just update you guys and see what will be trading next week and this week, the past week. So firstly, we have GPCHF. You remember I was telling you that we'll sell this trade, and on Wednesday, I was updating you that I'm still going to hold this trade all up to this level right here. And as I told you guys, if we held this trade, would have simply made 1 to 6.3, would have made at least 6k out of just one trade. And now account would have been at least at $106,000. But we closed when the market was at this point right there. That's why I closed my trade, because I didn't just do I just got that holding just for one more extra day. And if I would have held, I would have made an extra of that amount, but I don't know why I just couldn't hold, sometimes. But yeah, so this is the trade I took last week. And you can simply see, just like I told you, that this market has a potential of making a nice left, right head and shoulder right there. And we sold at the right shoulder. Yeah, and you can see what happened in the market, just a nice drop. And if I still wanted, I could have still held this trade even without closing, because I believe this market will just have this nice retracement at this zone, then continue to the downside. Yeah, so this is a very this is still legit. But for me, I just came out of the trade. And then next we have NZDJPY. NZDJPY, let's see what this market did for us. Sorry, my network is very bad. Uh, okay, so this is NZDJPY. You can clearly see that on Monday, market broke above that zone and retested this level. But our initial trade was waiting for market to reach this zone here. This is where I wanted to take my buys, because you can see this is Thursday and this is Friday. So the daily turned bullish at this zone. So I was expecting the Monday candle to have this push to the downside, but it didn't. It ended up breaking above Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then Friday is when it had the retest to the zone that I wanted to buy. But once the market reached at this zone, it did not give us any entry signal for us to take our buys. So you can clearly see how this market had a huge drop to this zone here without even giving us any confirmation to enter buys. So the only way I can now take this trade is after I can see the 4 hour as a break above this structure, so that we can now turn bullish. You can even see I've set an alarm there. So I know that once market does this, once market have this push on the upside and retest, and for it to go up there, then we have a inverted left and inverted head and shoulder right there. So this is what I even want. I expect this rejection so that I can have a nice uh, for bullish candle to break above and retest to make that head shoulder for me, because the only way I can enter these sales is at least these buys if at least I see the 4 hour turns bullish, so I can at least buy when all time frames are in sync. Because as of now we only have the weekly, not even the daily. Let me see the daily. Let me see the daily, if the daily is still bullish, because at least if maybe the daily is bullish, then yeah, the daily is still bullish. So if I can enter my, if this market next, let's say next week, by chance retest this level, I will only be buying based off two time frames and see, which is the daily and weekly, which is not bad at all. But it's, as of now, I would want it to break above this level and retest it. Yeah, so we'll see what will happen next week on this level, if we might even choose this pair again. But so this is what happened. So we couldn't get the entry signal. Then this is the other loss I took last week. So earlier this same week, sorry, on I think Tuesday. This is no, this is Wednesday. This is Wednesday. So you can clearly see I was expecting this market to break and retest. So it did break and retested. And on the 30 minutes time frame, okay, let me show you what made me enter this trade. So you can see in the 30 minutes time frame, this market change shifted structure at this point here, where they shift to structure at that point. Then we tested, but didn't give us any entry signal. Even though it put back at this level, we're still bullish. Then came back at this same zone. Then gave me this nice bullish engulfing candle right there. So this is where I took my buys from, and my stop loss was somewhere below here. Then the market just went to a stop loss. So this is what I want to see. If I'm wrong, the market to just go somewhere opposite direction, not take me out and go the right direction. So this was just a bad trade we took. You can see we took a small loss. I think in the account we lost about 629 dollars. Yeah, but I was still active in this trade on GPCHF. So even though, so you see why it's good to stick to a strategy. Even though I lose one, two, three, four, if I just catch one trade, I'll get back everything I've lost and even remain in profit. So you can see last week closed in profit about $900. Even though we took how many losses? We took one, two, three losses, and we still covered it up with one single trade. So that's why it's good to stick with a system that works, because once you get your win, you are back in the game, even though you lose three times in a row. So this is very nice, and don't mind this 0. These small losses. I just open them because that's part of the challenge rules. You just have to open trade every day, even though you're not taking any. So you can I use this smallest lot size to just cut off for the days. Yeah, and so this is the loss we took. Then next, USD card didn't give me what I wanted, so I simply didn't take any trade. You can clearly see I wanted to buy at it to sell at that zone. So interestingly, it didn't give me. So what do we do now? We'll just look for another entry position where we can maybe sell. Okay. Cat JPY also gave me the initial retracement, but it did happen on Friday. And when it happened on the Friday, I still didn't get the entry position that I was looking for. So you can clearly see my entry signal was at this zone here. I don't know why this is not loading. Okay, so this was my entry signal, and this happened on a Friday again. After waiting the whole week, this is when the market tried to retest at this zone. So let me just put my okay, even see when the 1 hour time frame is the same thing. Market shifted structure at that level. So the only way I can buy is after this was to be maybe retested. Maybe if this was retested before it even made a new high. But for now, this trade is no longer legit because we've made a new high and a new lower, a new high, a new high low. So this low is invalid. So as of now, this trade we missed it. We clearly missed the trade. Yeah, even though this happened, this was a very nice setup. But if we're to trade this, is maybe trade using the 4 hour time frame, apply the same strategy I was talking about in the in NZDJPY, where we wait for the market to have a retest on the 4 hour, give me something I can trade with. Because as of now, with what how the market has closed, we just have to look for a new OG level. So since this OG level has been respected and the daily has closed bullish, so the next OG level I have is even this one. You can even clearly see we have how many touches we have: one, two, three, four. I'm sure we have enough touches. Yeah, so this is the only level where I can simply sorry. This is the level where I can look for buys again. Right there. Because that's but again, if market breaks below there, then we are bearish. uh Interestingly, on the 4 hours time frame, you can also see that this is where the left the right shoulder will form once market retest at that zone. Yeah, so this is the only update I have on this pair. Cat JPY. It happened, but happened on Friday, and it just didn't give us any good interest. I bet there was news. I think there was news I don't know news that was there, but I'm sure there was news for that movement to happen. What's next? What we have? We have Euro GPP. Euro GPP. You can see I was looking for buys at this zone, break and retest at this zone, just didn't get it. So never took the trade. You can see how market just went all the way up. So and it's still going up. That's the only thing that's upsetting me, is that this market has been going up right after this last position. So imagine if I caught this trade right there, even though I knew this market happened, but it didn't give us an entry signal for last week. You can remember when I was waiting for the break and retest at this zone to buy, but we didn't get it. And see what happened after that. Market has just been going all the way up, all the way up. You can see in the daily time frame what's going on. It has been going all the way up. I was expecting that nice retest to that zone, but it didn't give me, and it just went up. So as of now, there's nothing I can do. Just let it go. Yeah, and you can also see this trade we caught that other week. Let's say if we held, would have made a nice 1 to 12 without doing nothing. Because you see what I tell you, when once we sell at the daily time frame, we target the daily time with the next daily structure point, which was here, and market made sure it reached the level. You can clearly see what happened. So that's the beauty of this strategy. So you can even see once this market bought, it has to reach this zone, because this is the take profit. This is the structure point which is there. So you can even see market as finally retested, reached the level, and it's now having the rejection. That's the beauty of this level. So now this strategy. So now what I have to do is I'll just simply wait for this retest at this zone. If you won't have it, then won't take any trade. But as for now, this is what I cannot do on this pair. And so that's it on the recap for what happened this week. Let's try to see what will happen the next week. But it was a good week. It was a good week, even though we had one loss. But the win that we had catered for all the losses we've been having since we started this challenge. So we've been given a nice fresh start. So yeah.